All right, man, we back with the next one, man. We took a little hiatus, a little break, man. All right, it was Christmas. A lot of people gotta drink, eat. Y'all know what the vibes, y'all know what it is. So y'all know we back with the 2K crossover, and we got a new guest. Now, of course, you know your boy Brute on the scene, wicked and mean. And we got the Jarius twin. I know it's not the. All
Yeah, no.
right. Now he came here, kind of belittled us a little bit with his 2K All Star shirt and stuff, but we gonna look past all of
I'm
that.
like,
All
I'm
right.
like,
Yeah.
All right. So we got somebody who have a little experience in the comp scene as well. All right. So you want to say a few words?
yeah. So, Jared's twin man, Mr. Verde, the big popper Verde. Your favorite popper's favorite popper. But no, man, I just been enjoying it, man. I've been hearing all the chatter, on Twitter or X social media about the comp versus casual debate, and
Oh,
a lot of,
okay.
I guess, quote unquote, casuals thinking that they
Mhm.
can beat pro players, and a lot of casuals
Calm
consider
down, calm down,
themselves
calm
comp.
down.
And
Calm down. Don't let it all out yet. Wait, hold up. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Calm down, calm down. You see
I
the
feel you,
calm
I feel
down.
you.
They're waiting, man. They come out swinging. Calm down,
Man,
man. All right.
Man.
it's a lot.
Calm
It's
down.
a
Like I said,
lot.
I gotta protect the casuals and calm down. Okay. All right, we gonna get there. We gonna get there, man. Don't worry, man. And Jay and All City, man, y'all could introduce yourself. Y'all
It's
know
on you,
y'all are
Jay.
grown ass, man.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah. Y'all know who it is, man. The
Mr.
man with the
Pauls.
with Mr. Paul's the second, the person with the second greenest wall back here. I thought my wall was pretty green, but then this dude right here, oh yeah,
Like
that's green
you're talking
right
about
there.
his
But I mean,
walls, man.
The big Verde.
Yeah, you're
yeah, but
talking
I mean,
about
yes,
his
I'm
walls,
saying, what would
bro.
I expect?
We need a
What else?
pause button. You can't be talking about your walls, bro.
Walls? Wow,
Oh
bro.
You need a
man.
pause
Man,
button,
Oh
bro.
man.
You need
Man,
a pause button
oh
for Jay, bro.
man.
We just started, bro. You can't be out here talking about
Wow.
your walls, bro.
That's wow.
just, you know what? Wow. All right, y'all win. I give up. I'm just gonna go on mute the rest of the game. Rest of the day, man. I can't say nothing. I can't say
Mm,
nothing around these dudes, man.
Mr. Pauls.
Yeah. That's what they,
Oh.
hey, Mr. Pauls, let it ride.
Mm.
It
What's
is.
good, y'all? All City here. First off, happy holidays, man. Hope you and your families had a great holiday season. We're back with this next episode of the 2K crossover. Let's get into it. Brute.
I know, man. So I like to get a little background of our guests, of course, so the audience can know who we talking to right now. So how long you been not just creating but playing 2K overall, man?
I mean, I'm really one of those people who have played every 2K. Now, as far as like content,
Yeah.
I started doing content like beginning of 2K19, 18. Hindsight, I should have started way earlier, but I'm one of those people who like I've really been in every game mode. So, from
Mm.
play now to quick play to my team,
Oh
park, stage, rec, I've been, everywhere, pro am. And so this topic, I kind of feel like I have a lot of input on just because I've been around. Because I mean, I was
Yeah,
in
yeah.
college. I was in college doing dorm room wagers before it was even even a thing where you bring your
No,
controller up to the room and
yeah.
we finna play for
Yeah.
20 $50 whatever
They're
like
playing
Yes.
that.
now. They're
So
playing now grind.
right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing I was doing in college, to be honest with you, man. And as far as the comp scene, how long you been around that?
I probably say I would been around the comp since 2K17, been around
Mm.
it. Um, I can probably say my personal best year on 2K as far as like comp, I would probably say 19, maybe 19.
Okay.
But like I said, I've been around, for a while and
Yeah.
dabbled in and out. So,
All
yeah.
right. Cool. 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 All right.
And
Now,
we want to make before
mhm,
we need to make clear too that Jay,
mhm.
you're our next maker, right?
I am a next maker. Yep, I am a
Yes.
2K next maker. Yeah, I
Yeah, God.
do content with Grizz Gaming, so the 2K League. So yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, all right. You deep into it now. Now, I ain't gonna lie. We've been
Pause.
throwing shots at the next makers for a while now. Okay. We've been. I've been. I ain't gonna lie. You know I like to take my shots. But let's get to this. We're getting straight into it, man. The comp versus casual conversation that has
Mm,
been going on recently,
mm.
man. I mean, it's been going on for a while now. To be honest, I don't even know
Yes.
why it's a conversation, but I do find entertainment in these topics. I have to be
Mm-hmm.
100 you, man. Now, we're going to start with you, Jared's twin, right? Do
Mhm.
you think a rec player could possibly compete on the big stage or with these type of players? And of course, you're
Possible?
going to chime in after, right? Of course, right?
Is it possible? Yes, because all types of people play rec. So, am I going to say like if you're deep into the competitive scene, rec is not your main game mode. You probably play little to no rec anyway. But there are players who play rec who are good at the game. Where if everything lined up, they could compete. With or against some pro players. Is it a lot of them? Probably not. But are there some? Yes. And on the same end, most like I said, most pro players aren't playing rec. So, the talent pool that you're normally playing against in rec generally are casuals. Just,
100%.
saying. Generally are
Oh, not
casuals.
100, but yeah, fair enough. What y'all think, City?
Well, I think there's a couple issues here because I think it's facts what Jairus mentioned. Like, there's a possibility there. But he also mentioned the talent pool that you're playing against there. Most players that go into the rec center, it's a totally different game when you get into the upper echelons of comp, or even for that matter, to the pro level. It's a different type of game. So you really don't even understand whether or not you have potential to be there if you solely playing rec, is what I'm trying to get at here, because rec is not a good gauge to test your potential. Versus, to see if you have potential to win against comp. At least those are my thoughts on it. I think it is possible. We can see players come from the rec and make it into the comp scene, but that's going to be, Splash had a good post, and I referenced it in one of my videos. And he was basically saying the first part of that post was, you shouldn't want to go into the comp scene. If you're casual, you're having fun, you should not even want to go and take that leap onto the comp scene, because he said it kills the fun.
Right.
And one of the other things that he mentioned in that post was that to get to that level, it takes a lot of reps, and you need to go through the levels of comp to even consider the idea of being a professional 2K player. So without those reps, basically, you can't really gauge, because we don't have the 2K League bills on retail copies of the game. There's no restrictions. You know what I'm saying? These guys got restrictions. So we don't even know if we have the capacity to get there, is what I'm trying to get at.
All right, fair enough. Jay, what do you think about it, man? I got some stuff I got to touch on what you said, though, but oh yeah, Jay, toss on this first.
Can anybody do it? Is what we saying. Average person probably can't do it, man. Like we know the people that can't, but then at the same time, where did the guys that get drafted that nobody knew about come from? So we know that somebody can rise through the ranks. Like we know this, Papa. We got to cut, like my boy Heartache. We got to cut that the F out, that you can't come from there, because we seen people do it. Like we seen guys play, and I ain't calling no names, but I've seen guys just play, get picked up, then the next thing you know, they're on a comp team. And the next thing you know, they're going for it. So those guys got to come from somewhere, right? So we know that it is possible. Can anybody do it? No. But at the same time, we can't act like it's like the hardest thing in the world to do. Every one of us right here knows somebody that we grew up with that should have been in the league, but he couldn't lead them streets along. He just couldn't leave them alone.
There you go, bro.
Or he couldn't lead them women along, or whatever. Everybody knows somebody that should have been in. We talking about the real NBA. We're not talking about the virtual NBA. We talking about the real NBA. I call one name right now. Slick Love was so good, he couldn't lead them streets along. That's the dude from my time. He could not leave them alone, and so he didn't make it. And then a lot of them guys went to college, and then they came back because, hey man, I love the streets, man. So just saying that to say that if we know people that should be able to compete on that level in real life, we know that there are people that can compete on that level on the video game. But the thing is, there's not as many people as believe it can happen, because there's no physical component to it. Everybody thinks that they fall into the category of, if I work hard enough, if I play enough, then I could make it. But we know, like, I'm 6'4", Brute 6'6", right? We know we're not gonna be LeBron. It don't matter how I can play all day long and practice all day. I'll never be LeBron. But on this game, people feel like because there's no barrier to entry, I don't have to be 6 foot. All I got to do is have this right here and two thumbs like Timmy, and I can compete. And that's what they think. But that's just not the case either, because a lot of people, they wouldn't be able to do it.
I would say this though, right? A lot of these conversations start from probably comp players losing to casuals in the rec.
Yeah.
And people going and talking trash, right? Okay. I really don't see the problem with that, to be honest. That's why I don't even know why this is even a conversation, right? Because comp players is all about the amount of reps and who you play with. Let's be honest. Not to say they're not going to stand out if they get caught out there alone, but they're going to take way more L's out there alone versus they're more safer with the right people around them. If I should just be all sweaty, just decide, all right, you know what, Jay, let's get sweaty. Run with 5 or set 5. Eventually, you learn how to play with each other. You learn each other's weaknesses, strengths.
Yeah.
It's just a different environment overall. That's why the conversation always, when they start challenging the catch, I'm like, y'all challenging people who might play an hour a day.
Right.
Now, if they happen to catch you slipping and they got their 5 who got on for that hour a day and beat you, yeah, they're going to talk trash. It makes sense. It makes sense. This is something as a content creator you're supposed to know. If somebody spots you out there, City, you know this. Oh, that's City. They gonna bring their best
hard,
game,
bro.
They in the corner like this.
Double, triple
right
team.
Here. They in the corner like
this.
Right
bro.
here.
You getting double.
I think
triple.
Jono said it perfectly, bro. They out like rice stick rippering, man, and you could tell they get extra hype when they know that the creator's on the other side.
I get on the point guard. I don't even play point guard. I'm trying to test out a shooting patch, and I'm being triple teamed. And it's like, bro, like what's going on? Then I get a message after the game, GG, and it's like, come on, dude. Like,
exactly. And as a content creator, I experienced that. Like we play with casuals a lot. Right? They got like an hour and they get on coming to the stream, we pick them up. I show you seeing that in my stream. I pick up whoever, right? Guess who gets messages after games that we lost, which we rarely lost? Me and Jay.
We're gonna get the messages, man. Our dude ain't even score. I might be up there. Nobody scored. They scored 30 off a catch and shoot in the corner. I ain't even in the corner. GG. And we're gonna get the message.
Always like, why is this even a conversation? Why are y'all so upset that someone feels good about beating y'all? Y'all should understand, to beat y'all, that probably made that person day, probably made their month.
Right. Hey,
imagine a casual, you beat the 2K league player. That made their year right there as a 2K player.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man, because we got to see the flip side of this as well. I'm in total agreement with you, Brute. If you beat a 2K league player, you're out there. A 2K league player decided to go into the rec and take that risk. Give that man his flowers. He beat you. It is what it is. But this is where kind of things get flipped upside down, where the player now believes because he beat this dude in the rec, he believes he should be in the league.
Does he believe that, or does he just post that? Because...
I think he's posting to troll for sure.
Exactly.
But that's where, that's where we kind of, I think that's where the comp scene came on and said, whoa, easy now, big fella. We want to give you your flowers, but don't think you can take our spot.
You see those clips of NBA players training these kids and just blocking their shots and all that stuff? Why do you think they're doing that? Nah, you must not be able to say you score on me. And they for real, they do not. They don't care who you are.
It can't be footage.
They're gonna drop you off no matter what. That's the mindset. If you're on that level, you can't take no days off, or else that person gonna talk their trash.
That's right. I feel that all the way. But it's similar to what you had said one time, Brute, where you said when you had went to college and that you was on your paid scholarship, when you came back, you was kind of toned down.
Yeah, but I was dropping them off.
I get it, but from the experience, what I'm trying to say is from the experience that you had in the college structure, coming back to play in a street ball game, you're not putting that same energy that you would put.
This is the thing, right? But my mindset was they're not going to beat me still.
I get it.
I didn't have to go 100. That's the difference. I didn't have to go 100%. You know what I'm saying?
I think that happens with a lot of creators. They come out and they say,
100%. But
or
they catch me
even
sleeping all the
2K,
time, bro.
yeah, even 2K League players, if they go out into the rec center, you know, maybe they're just not going to be putting their 100 in, and you beat them, they're like, it is what it is.
I mean, it's a little
No,
bit
but
different with
that's
that
what I'm
though.
saying.
A little bit different with that though, because when I go home, I could be 45 right now. I'm still 6'4", 240. Like, you still can't stop me. Like, even when I'm going 5%, 240 is still 240. So when I do this, you're still gonna move, and I'm still gonna. It don't matter how fast I'm going. But in 2K, if you let off the gas for a second, you could be down 20, and it ain't have nothing to do with you. Or 2K might just not be rocking with you that game. You just not hitting your shot. You might get randoms out there. They just not gonna pass you the
There
ball.
are definitely a lot of factors,
that,
bro. Facts.
Right. That's a lot. I ain't never experienced somebody not passing me the ball in real life. That's something that it just has never happened. I don't get the majority of the shots in the game. Like, that don't happen. But on 2K, you might not even see it. Like, so you lose a game in here. I mean, you could be going 50% or 5%, but you just know that, that's a little bit different.
He's experienced. He got on point guard. He can't try nothing.
He can't even get the ball.
No.
Yeah,
he
like
can't get
full court pressing, triple teaming,
So,
and I'm like,
let's put it in perspective. If you got somebody like, there's a debate right now in the community on us not being able to even try out these restricted builds. So for people to even consider the idea of getting on the pro level, you first got to consider the idea how you would play, or maybe your play style and the build you have currently on the retail version won't even be applicable on the 2K League build version. So, but the argument was that, in reference to Joe Knows, the argument was, he plays, his play style won't match up in the 2K League.
Get to that Joe Knows thing. All right, okay,
yeah,
right. But I just want to add to this. So the lockdowns that he plays against, which he mentioned, they wouldn't be in the 2K League builds either. So there's some catchy here, because I feel like the offense is restricted, but also if people are forgetting that defense is restricted in these builds as well. It's not just the offense that's restricted, so it kind of balances it out. In some instances, it may even prove to be more difficult playing on the retail version, because these builds are overpowered that you're playing against. Right. Same with offense, but it's some to be had there. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like they got stronger 300-pound lockdowns on
I think
these retail versions.
It might be more challenging to shoot, ain't it?
I mean, on the league version.
On the league version of the game, it's completely different from retail. And most casuals, you won't even want to play that game.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like I said, it's a totally different ball game, and I think part of the frustration that some of the comp or pro players were just having is because, like, I think a lot of casuals don't think that league players are that good, and
what they see they're doing in the games,
right. But they're not understanding that to make it there, you may not be the best, but you are good. And I remember there was a stream that we did with Grizz Gaming last year where
I remember that one.
I want to say it was me, Reese the God, somebody else. We went into the rec with me, them two, a 60 overall, and like one of the staff members, a 60 overall, no badges. And I want to say at halftime, we probably were down like 30 points. And all of a sudden, them dudes just like flipped the switch, like, okay, we finna try to win this game. And we end up coming back and winning by like 15. So I mean, it's really like you see a pro player, 2K League player in the rec, 9 times out of 10, they're probably just testing out some stuff, not really playing for real. But if they're like Joe Knows said in his little video, eyes, what do you say? Their pupils were dilated. He's foaming at the mouth. Like most of the time, I mean, you not gonna, it's not gonna be close most of the time.
100%. I played against Bear the Beast. I remember that time, and them all dropped 60 on 2 of our lockdown.
Yeah, he dropped 70 on Big Mac and what's his name?
Yeah,
And
call their
Turtle.
names. I
They
was
get
trying not to
scared.
call
He
their
dropped
names.
60.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
trying
I
to
ain't gonna
call their
front.
We're
JB
not-
going
we're
at Big
not-
Mac
we're not-
heavy, bro.
we-
We're not protecting the innocent on this one
I
because
was
we
like,
told him
damn. And we won, but that
we
man
up.
was unstoppable. And I think
We
he was
said
out there like, oh,
Yeah, he was by himself, and we was up 30, and everybody quit out of the game. He had 4 bots,
Yeah.
and we was like, "Yo, let the man rock, man. He just by
That was
himself." They was like, "Nope,
that was a 2K
I'm gonna
where
defend
that was
him."
2K what?
That was 22.
And what
Yeah,
happened?
that
22.
you didn't know
And
2K22. That blinders was
Big Mac
overpowered as hell.
Yeah, Big
They were
Mac
just
and
blinders blasting him.
Turtle was trying to defend him, and because Turtle was like, "Yo, that's my guy, Bear the Beast." Next thing, he was like, "Get crabbed. You're on the side. You don't matter. You're behind me."
Insane.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, they're on another level, no doubt. They're on another level. For real.
And I think that's where the argument comes in, is that folks just don't really respect the other level that they're on.
Yeah.
And when some people try and act or even attempt to insinuate that I could get to your level like next week, these dudes are like looking at the years past and saying, impossible, bro. I've been doing this for years.
Right.
And I think that's the issue we have.
It's levels. It's levels too.
Mhm.
And I feel like a lot of people too, they don't really know. Like I said, if you ask different people what's a casual and what you consider comp, I mean, you're gonna get a ton of different answers. Like anyway, so it's different from being, I don't know, the best 2K player, amongst your homeboys. You think you're a lot better than you are. Then you might be the best if you're young enough. You might be the best at your school or whatnot. But I mean, when it comes to like comp like pro levels, like it's different. It's differences, right?
Casual. They be mad. I'm like, bro, I'm a casual.
Yeah.
I get on a few hours in stream and I get off, bro. I know the type of work they put in.
Right.
I'm not willing to do it. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Girl Gone Wild, I think her name was, dropped a post that said it perfectly. She said she's a comp player to casuals, but she's a casual to comps. So, you know what I mean to say? If you're playing on the rec scene, you may be considered dominant, you may be considered comp, but if you go on to that comp scene, you may be considered a casual.
Even certain level of pro-am, it's like rec.
Yeah, people are saying that. Yeah, this year.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's. I don't see why the argument is there, but at the end of the day, the only way to do it is not by talking or arguing online. Is by whenever you're out there to bust people's ass, right? Now, my thing is, right, the next thing I wanted to talk about, because I'm always confused when comp player complain to 2K that the game is getting more realistic or dumbed down when for the 2K League, they play with restricted builds. So why they don't push for 2K to go more in that direction? Why do you think, Jared?
I mean, I feel like a lot of players, a lot of pro players too, still play the game for fun. Like a lot of them are still like, fans of 2K. So I think it possibly could be when they're playing the retail version, they're playing it for a different experience than when they're playing when they're playing like, league or like league deals or stuff like that. So I mean, that could possibly be it. I can't say, for sure. But like I said, I do know, like I said, to get to the 2K League, to be considered comp or in the pro pool, you have to have played, tons and tons of hours of 2K. So there has to be, some kind of enjoyment just with the game in general to even play that much. So that could possibly be one of the reasons why.
I get it. I just started my year like trying out the point guard position. And I got to tell you guys, like in the rec, I'm new at the PG position. So in the rec, I get a little bit of shine. But if I go take that another level up, now I got 2 lockdowns on me that don't even give me no opportunity to shoot.
Yeah, you getting double team like a
and I'm new to this. So
all that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm new to this, and it's fresh in my mind that when we get into higher levels of competition, I only have a millisecond for an open shot opportunity. Otherwise, it's closed off. Whether it's the center coming up, the hash pinching, or the corner coming up to pinch. No shot opportunities. The goal is pretty much eliminate the 3-ball shooter. And until you feel that, then you start...
Especially this current 2K. This
Right.
this current 2K where the quick stop isn't as efficient as it used to be. The
Right.
blinders is
Mm.
good, but it's still you could still jump through it and
Mm-hmm.
contest the shots. And these lockdowns, these strong lockdowns,
Mm.
trust me.
Get through the screen. They change it feels like they change your animations. Like you can't even trigger the dribble moves against them sometimes.
Yeah.
You notice a difference ASAP. And this is why I have trouble with this argument as well, because I think a lot of rec players, if you've ever been through that, then you
Mhm.
know instantly there's levels to this, bro. And being that
Right.
I'm going through it right now, I'm like, instantly, I know there's levels to this. I know when we line up on the court in a rec squad, rec versus rec squads, you know what I mean? One squad versus another,
Right.
we could tell ASAP from the first play whether or not I'm gonna have a decent game. Like if that lockdown ain't pressing me and there ain't somebody pinching me, we good to go. But that's gonna be every single game you play. 2 lockdowns pressing you, no shot opportunities when you get on the comp scene, and that should
Uh,
humble everybody and let them know there's levels to this. Yeah,
so what
they
you
speaking
guys
facts.
say, and of course you're representing comp today, Jairus, whether you like it or not. Um, I mean,
Somebody to point the finger.
Right.
yeah. What do you say with most of the critics saying there's a lack of variety in play style
Mm.
when it comes to the comp scene? Because Joe Knows came with a different play style, a more common play style that's using the rec, right?
hmm
And he applied that in these tournaments and stuff and seen a lot of success actually. And that's why a lot of people, I ain't gonna front, a lot of people hate on the comp scene heavy. And now that Joe Knows come,
I mean,
so what do you think
I
about the lack
agree.
of variety in that play style thing? Because that's why
It
people
is.
say sometimes it just look repetitive and boring, man.
Mm.
I can see that because it is like I think somebody said I don't know if it was Black Cobra or something, that a lot of times the quote unquote comp players or in the comp scene, they may find the what some people may say the easiest or most effective play style. And
Mm.
since the game was heavy three hunting, that's kind of what it leans to. But then like if we go back to like a couple years when I guess comp what is it, comp stage was, a
Yeah.
bigger thing. I remember they would ban different lineups saying like
Yeah.
this
Mhm.
lineups are not valid, even like
Yeah.
bills are not valid. So it's like, I mean,
Mhm.
I get it, and I do see how sometimes it could be, repetitive, but like I said, it's a lot more that goes into it than a lot of people think. And although some teams, like I said, Joe Knows play style. I mean, I saw like the games yesterday, even though they didn't win. I mean, they wasn't getting
Mhm.
blown out by like,
Think they lost by
30, 40,
3,
50 points. Yeah,
6.
I think they were only losing by like single digits or something like
Mhm.
that. And
Yeah.
um like Joe Knows is good. I know some people like to throw him in like
I
I
seen
guess
him.
the
He's good.
casual, conversation.
He's
Joe
good.
Knows is really he's not a casual. Like I mean,
Mhm.
he knows what he's doing on the game. And
But what I'm saying, the reason why I call him a casual, to me he's a casual that decided to be more competitive for content,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? That's the same
okay.
category I'll put a Laker fan in as well. He does the same thing. Even um but I see a lot of creators do stuff like that, right? Like,
Mm.
okay, with Park ain't doing it this year, man. Let's get in some
Right.
poem. And let's go into I know a lot of people that do that. So that's why the argument that rec players can't do it is offending so much. Like, yo, Joe Knows was a rec warrior a few years ago. I know
Mm.
it personally. I know a lot of the
All
guys he
right.
played was full on casual. And
Yeah.
then he decided like, you know what? Let's get some serious fellas. Surround myself with 4 serious fellas, and we gonna sweat in these tournaments, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
and
he was
also too,
actually he
like
was playing. Then he played with Sid, and
Mm-hmm.
then he branched off from playing with Sid, and get his own team, and boom, that's pretty much what happened.
Well, I think
right.
people don't see the time that's passed. I
Right. And I
mean,
was saying too, like Joe
yeah.
Knows too also has the time to put in
There you
to
go.
to
Exactly.
pursue that also.
Mhm.
Like when you talk about, casual, most casuals aren't on the game, 7, 8, 9, 10
Yeah.
hours a day. Like a lot of these like comp and like, pros, like they're playing like 10 to 16 hours a day, like
Yeah, man.
every day, and not just
Mm.
casually playing. They're like,
Yep.
playing
Mm-hmm.
competitively, labbing up like that. So if it's somebody like a lot of full-time creators may have the time. So
Right.
sometimes that's a difference too, where you could, branch off into that mode. But for, like I said, the average casual, very, very, very rare. Very, very rare
Mm.
that a transition like that can make. And then it takes like years too. I mean, I don't think it's something that can be done in like, 3 months where you can just say, I'm going from casual rec to now I feel like you know, I could be a 2K, league pro and be
Yeah.
drafted and be as good as those guys in like 2 months. I don't see that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, a lot of people say I'm just going by what's on the streets. No, I listen to the streets. Let's say you got some players in there that's getting in there consistently based on relationships. And
Yeah,
2K
thank you
League
for saying that. Yeah.
don't have like all the best players, or just they don't represent necessarily the best players that play the
Well,
game.
there was a post. I help break that down. There was a post from Champ 2K that he
Mhm.
pretty much broke this all down, and he's, from what I understand, a scout
Yeah.
in the 2K league.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
he did that video. Yeah,
yeah, so he goes to, like, he watches these different leagues, and what he's saying is there's a small pool where the 2K league can pull from. There's a small
right,
pool of players, and these are these particular leagues which primarily live on Twitter or X.
right,
Uh, so when we say like the best players, when we're referencing how like 2K League has the best players, the other question comes up: how do we know they're the best players when all we pull from is this small section of the gaming
Yeah.
community? So that's another question that comes
And I
into
would say
mind.
this: remember, he had some 3v3 tournaments where he was trying to get certain creators involved in that, right?
right.
Mm,
And because I'm in the Caribbean, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, right? I wasn't able to sign. Remember, Jay? I signed 3 of
Hmm.
us up, me, you, and
Yeah,
Gambit.
they
They
banned it.
said,
They banned us.
nah, it's restricted to US and something like. Oh, yeah.
mm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they haven't targeted other countries either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You know, that's why when
Mhm.
people, bro, nah, bro. And I've been playing delayed for years, but
Mm.
I'm
right.
used to it by now, right? But I was like, bro, like it's not open up to me to
And,
even
it's
go like that. So I don't even waste my time in looking in that direction. But I know people from here who wish they had that opportunity,
mm.
and people in other
Yeah,
different places too that they just, you know what I mean?
To
That's
add to that, bro,
Feel
because
like
this goes with part of the argument of like, can you get to the level of a 2K League pro player? Because what Brute just mentioned prior to this little conversation was that there's a bit of favoritism going on, and it's not about what you do, but who you know to
right.
get in, building your relationship. Champ 2K touched base on this as well, saying
Yeah,
that there's a
yeah,
lot of coaches out there who actually have a sort of the favoritism, and they lean towards certain players. Don't necessarily
right.
mean that they're the best or it's based off skill. It's based off their relationship. So how are we measuring, if they're considered the best and he got in not based on skill but through relationship, how do we label this man the best? You get what I'm saying? So
Right.
it
I
leaves
mean,
more
I feel
room for
like,
rec
yeah.
players.
Right. I feel like
uh,
it's gonna be situations like that in anything though, because you
Yep,
gotta think
that's
about a
what he
lot of these
said.
teams and coaches,
Mhm.
they're building a team also.
Mm.
So it's not like you can't have five LeBron Jameses or five Michael Jordans, Kobe's on one
right.
team. I mean, you got to have players who can, play with each other. They have to, they're building relationships because they're on the team also. So you can't have a team with two dudes that like hate each other, or
Mm.
one dude that don't want to be there. So I mean, the relationship part sometimes does have a factor, but
Mm.
I mean, I do understand the argument, also. And I feel like a lot of the I guess players who have aspirations of becoming pro, I mean, they gotta, if there's really something that they want to do, like they kind of have to take it upon themselves to put themselves out there also,
Mm.
in order
Yeah.
to get into those communities, and just like anything else, build those relationships or whatnot on your own. You're gonna have to do
Right.
a lot of the work just coming from, if you are just a rec player on your own, to even
Mm.
be
That's the
get
thing,
into
right?
that.
I don't think they do a good job of putting that out there, though. Like I
Mm.
know because I follow the comp scene. I do. I bash them, but I follow. I watch it on a
Right.
regular basis as well, right? So I know the tournaments they gotta involve yourself in and all that stuff to get your name out. But you could say 2K was doing some false advertising. I would say when they do those tryouts.
Yeah,
We
make it
know
think
they
like
don't. They look.
anybody can
They
make it,
might
but
pick
they
up maybe
already.
one,
Yeah.
maybe just a, but really they're not really looking at people from those trials. Let's call it what it
Right.
is. They're looking at
Right.
mainly people in that
The
small
leagues
group in that community in those
Yeah.
leagues,
that
and
stand out.
that's their
Because
main source where they drafting people from.
Mm.
yeah, because now there's several leagues, but back then, what was it, MPBA when they first started
Yeah,
in 2
yeah,
8 2K8
yeah.
teams? Like we didn't even know of nobody knew
Maybe
about
one or
that
two
except for
leagues
the
that barely
and then
anyone.
WR now is like one of the more popular ones that they look for, and the other ones now they do. But I think that I think in my opinion, the reason for what y'all was talking about, like we were saying, going back to what Joe knows, he has the time to put in to be able to make that type of leap in a couple of years. I think that's why a lot of the casual players they going when they do get a dub, you know, they gonna talk they smack, and then they and for lack of a better word, they don't respect the pro players because they really feel like the only difference between, like, again, about the average person out there, the difference between you and me is I'm 6'4", 240, you're probably 5'10", 5'6", 135. That's a huge difference. They feel like the only difference between me and a 2K league player is that motherfucker had the time to put in, and I got to go to work. That they feel like that is the only difference.
But that's the
He's
actual
staying,
facts.
they feel like he's at his mom's house and he just chilling and he can sit on this damn game all day and get better while I gotta go to work and help provide. Like they really feel like that. And for right,
I mean,
wrong, indifferent.
That's with anything.
It's some truth to that though.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
if you
it
think
is
about it,
something
like
that
it
you
would
gotta
just
have
be
a
like
certain level of skill though. Like not anybody can, but see, everybody feels like that though. Like
Well,
Twin, I know when you was winning tens of thousands and whatever, you could have easily been, if you would have said, okay, I'm gonna cut you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna stop acting, I'm gonna stop, you know, being in every modeling ad that you see and all that stuff. I'm gonna stop doing all of that and I'm gonna buckle down and I'm gonna try to make this league. You telling me you don't think you could have made it?
I mean, no,
We
I
talking about
know
in 2020 when you had the time to put in.
no, I mean, I believe I know that I could have, but at the same time, it's like it's a want. Like
There
you
you
got
go
to
too.
you got to think about Joe Knows. Okay, Joe Knows is one of the top 2K content creators there
period.
is. I mean,
Right.
we know about creating content. He is doing way better doing what he's doing than if he was a 2K league player.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
It just
Yeah,
is.
ain't
It
no
just
doubt about
is.
it.
It
It
just
just is
is
what
what
it
it
is.
is.
It would be a waste of time for
So
him to go.
correct. So the majority of the players who are in the 2K league are, you know, younger, single,
Right.
don't have that many responsibilities. I mean, some do, of course. So it's like I said, it's levels.
It definitely is.
A lot of people, it doesn't make sense for them to go to the 2K league. I mean, it's not beneficial for them.
Right.
Yeah.
And same with myself. Like it's not beneficial for me to try to be a pro player. It's just that's not what
Right.
I'm, you know,
Because I'm
aspiring to
not
be.
staying up
So
to 4
yeah,
o'clock every morning. I'm not
right,
staying up to 4 o'clock every morning to make
exactly,
a third of what I make now.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just not gonna happen.
And
right. And it's
I don't think players fully understand how much time these comp players, and we're talking about
No, the
folks that
dude,
they aren't even in the league. They're just like
yes,
playing for comp
the
purposes.
first that
Hours,
first crop
bro.
that went in there, that first crop that went in there told their stories. They was like, bro, we was in here just playing in these leagues, and like, dude was like, I get off work, go to sleep, play in the league, and then until in the morning, get the kids ready. Like he was working evening shift, so he's working 3 to 11. So he's like, he'll go to work, get off at 11, play in them leagues to like 5, get the kids up, take them to school, go try to get some naps in, and then do it all over again. Like he was doing that for years since 2K16. It wasn't even an aspiration of the league. And
Yeah.
like it didn't even exist. Like they didn't even talk about it till 18. So you talking about dudes that's been grinding that long, and then you finally making it and something happens. Like that's dope. But like who is going to say, or who's able to say, yeah, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing. Like it's like everybody want to be in the NBA, but who's willing to put in the time?
Well, for
We
me,
doing a
that's the
podcast,
same
they
with
practice.
everything, though. That's
Yeah,
the same with
exactly.
everything, though, across the
That's a
line.
fact.
Because when I spoke about it, I was like, bro, the difference is when I went to college, I was weight room in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
shoot around at lunch. That's between
Mm-hmm.
classes, practice in the afternoon, and that was a clockwork, right? So by the time I come back, I was practicing so much, like I know there wasn't on my level. So that's why I don't know if they take offense to someone say, "All you got is time." Okay, cool. Yes, that's a
Yeah.
compliment. Yes, I put in the work. Yes, that's why you're
That's
not on my
that's
level.
probably when we was the
That
best at
should be their
basketball in real life.
response. This is
Yes.
what. This is why
Right.
I'm always on the 2K on there. I'm like, bro, why y'all responding like that?
Yeah.
But
I
ain't that
think
what
I
we
think
tell people when they say, "Brute, dang, Brute, I wish I could shoot like you." You like, bro, I got more time to put into this than you, though. I put more time into this than you. You shouldn't be ashamed that you can't shoot like me. Like, dang, twin, I can't hit shots like I can't hit on my center like you hit. Like,
That's
I
exactly
mean,
right.
I got more time on it.
I can't tell you how many players feel like it's God's gift. Like there's a gift from God the way they play on 2K. And it don't let nobody, allow you to take that into consideration, man.
you
The
go.
fact is, if you could get reps in, you can play and do just about anything anybody else could do on 2K. It's just a controller input.
And that's
Period.
simple. It's
And
that
at the
simple.
same time too, man, all of us have had bad games and all of us have had good games where we felt like I could play this game with my eyes closed. Everything I shoot
Yeah,
is gonna go
you
in.
ain't lying.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then
Yeah,
I know
man.
I think the one post the dude, if I'm not mistaken, he posted just like a halftime stats one. It was
Yeah,
it like
sure
halftime
did.
oh
stats.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
sure
so it's like
did.
I mean, you can't really take that for but like I said, I feel like the dude that posted it, like I said, he was just being funny for seasons
I
or
think he
whatnot.
was
I
just
don't,
joking.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think he really feels
Yeah,
like him.
troll.
Probably
Let me
even wants
troll.
to
Let
be
me
in like
troll him a
2K
little bit.
league. So yeah,
Let me troll
But
him
then
a
the
little bit.
comments, the comments flowed saying, "Yeah, see, them 2K League players are trash. Yeah, it is." And that's how everything jumps off, bro. It's just like,
right.
and that's why they come out the woodworks, and here we are having this conversation.
You can imagine if LeBron respond to everybody that call him trash.
Yeah,
I
Right.
know,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Come on, my G.
But
Now,
that's the different thing as well, though, Brute,
uh-huh.
because these creators are responsible for their own image and building that image up. From
Right.
2K League players, if they want to be a bigger 2K League player or get some leverage within the 2K League, it's in their best interest to be a creator per se, or at least have an influence within the community. So when things like that come out, it kind of tarnishes that image that they're trying to build up,
It's all
as
based
with
on how
any
you
sport.
respond. That's what I say. At the end of the day, you
I
gotta
believe it
learn
too.
how to respond to stuff, man.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've been doing it a while now, and I show you NC Brute respond to nothing. And
Mm-mm.
people, nah, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta learn
that's the thing
to
too,
respond.
bro. Like, I mean, we used to it because I know
Yeah, that's true.
back when like even just Road to 99 was a thing. If you was a 99 overall, you had the little emblem, and you lose a game or don't play a perfect
Forget
game,
Come
you
about it,
on,
finna
bro.
bro.
you finna get messages or
Forget
screenshots or
about
whatever
it.
now. And then you take that with like now, 2K got logos and
Hmm.
2K League logos.
Hmm.
Yeah, they see that.
They some people expect for you like to shoot
Be
seven for
perfect.
seven, 7 for 7 every
Yeah.
game, don't miss a shot. You have a 98.9 win percentage, and you lose one game. You trash, and you just the worst
Bro.
2K player ever. So I mean, it's just we
Bro,
used to
I
it
was
now,
out
so
there with
like
the
it doesn't
I was
bother us.
out there
But
with randoms with the interior inside center. And they will pass me to the 3 point line. I'm like, no, I can't. Bro, you should be able to hit threes. I'm like, bro, the field goal, you
It's
want
an
me to
inside
do?
center. Yeah, facts, bro.
Like, for real.
Mm.
But that's what I'm saying. The way how they respond is why I ain't gonna lie. I won't keep on the next man. I'm sorry. I can't let up. I can't.
So you feel like the pro players are being petty?
No. I feel
taking
like
it a
they're
little
too
too personal.
sensitive and they don't understand. They're taking it too
yeah, I think
personal.
I
That's what I
think
mean.
some too may not be used like some of the
This is
pro
this is
players
new
aren't
new to a
aren't
lot of them.
haven't come up as being like content creators or
Right.
top overall reps or stuff like that. So they may not be as used to it as someone like us on this panel who we've been playing this game for a while. So he's like, like I said, we lose a game, we get screenshotted or DM GG. It's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Or like, but
Yeah,
them,
exactly.
then at the same time too, I think for the average person, when they think or when they hear 2K League or pro player, in their mind, just like how we think about NBA, these are supposed to be the best players in the world. So if I do beat them or get a one up on them, it is gonna make you feel some type of way, or be able to
Yeah.
shut up. And but this game, it's all in competitive to this anyway. So I mean, it is what it is. If you can't, you can't take trash talk or talk trash, this is probably not the game for you.
All right. So before we head out, I want to put this out there. Y'all watched the games last night with Joe Knows versus Chuck and them,
Yeah,
right?
I did.
Am I the only one who felt like Joe Knows was playing against the Avengers?
Yes.
I mean,
No. I mean, no, you're not. But like we said though, this is so like when they play.
man.
When they play, this is why I tell people like it don't like obviously he wanted to play because it's for content, whatever. But that's why I say like for anybody else, like we're gonna take since Black Cobra was on, let's take him. We're gonna use him. It doesn't behoove you to go into that arena and because it's going to be stacked against you. They're going to attack you and make everybody else beat them or what have you. Whether they so you're gonna have to go in there with 4 guys with the capability to win the game themselves. Because if you pass let's say if it's me and you go in there, they're gonna box you right with 2 people and make you pass the ball. And then if you pass to me and I start hitting, okay, so send the 3rd person to Jay. They're gonna find who can't win the game, and then they're gonna force him to win the game. So it's gonna be like it's never gonna be stacked fairly against you. We're gonna every time Joe make a move, we're gonna pinch, we're gonna fake, we're gonna feint, we're gonna do something. We might step in and right stick ripper. It's going to be stacked against you. You're not going to be able to play a true representation of what is actually your game. So
it's hard, I gotta, devil's advocate that because it's like that's what all the best players face, no matter what.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up in that position because you're playing against a system. You're not playing against one other player, right? So the system ends up evolving and seeing your tendencies. They evolve to kind of play against your tendency. So, and that's the difference when you get into these upper echelons of comp, especially for creators, because their gameplay is seen by masses.
Exactly.
So, a lot of people could factor in on their tendencies and adjust to those tendencies. And that's what you see. If you're able to prove successful against that, for instance, if it was me at running the 1, and I know that these people already seen my gameplay, say I've been killing the last few games, they're going to adjust to eliminate me, like Jay said, eliminate me from the role. So prior to the game, what I'm going to be doing is making sure that everybody on my team can knock down those shots or take a backdoor cut when when we have that opportunity, because I know their tendency is going to try to eliminate me. So I think that's what,
Funny you say that. That's how I know when someone identifies, that's brute, they play the pass every time. Because they know I like to drive in K. I'm like, all right, fellas, I'm scoring now because I know this person played me a certain way, right? But yeah, again, it was good. Like I enjoyed last night. It shows
really good.
What pros do. They narrow in. All right, this is how they play. We're gonna pitch that a little extra more. We know he's the motor behind all this, and it was a beautiful thing to watch.
I mean, you had Dimes calling defense too, so it's like, come on, man, that's tough.
Yeah, and what you got to understand too, like Joe Knows and his team they would beat the majority of 100%. The people that they face in the wreck. So it's like they are playing pro players
too. They've been winning most of those leagues.
Exactly. So I know, like I saw like some argument where people was like, saying, well, yeah, Joe Knows, he's a casual and he barely lost, and it's like, I mean, but he's not really casual, right?
Nah,
he's not really. All right, this is what I said. This is why there's some confusion, because the pro players are saying, no, people can't go from wreck to. No, you can. Joe was that, but he's not that anymore, because now he's putting the time to get on that level.
There you go.
What I'm saying? He's no longer one of us. He's not. He's a sweat.
Maybe that's why
he got his killers around him, and they sweating.
Maybe that's why they went so hard on that post, was because he is somebody that rolls through the ranks and came up there and slapping and his team is smacking everybody and winning leagues versus other guys. So it's like, hey, they don't want nobody. They don't want people to know that you can really do it. But like I said, you got to have the time.
You got to have the time.
The right guys around. It's a lot of things. Like you said, it's a lot of things that's got to line up.
So let's put this in perspective then. If you're somebody who plays 1 hour a day, you're not getting there, right?
You're not being
we got to give you guys some perspective there, because there's folks that think that they play that 1 hour a day and that they can get into the league off that 1 hour a day. And it's like, come on, man.
Play 1 hour a day, you're not even beating me.
I play like 4 hours because I stream about 4 hours, and I'm a super casual. Like, no, that type of time, they put in a lot of times in labbing. They go,
Mhm.
nah, bro, that's a different type of time, bro.
Because you're playing like you're trying to learn every situation or scenario you may come across. This way you could be prepared. You know what I mean? That's what, when you're practicing to get on those levels, all you're thinking when you're in the lab is, if I came across this scenario, what would I do? Let me find a animation for that scenario. So
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
And another thing too, a lot of the pros, they know how to play multiple positions.
Yeah.
Like just as well as they may have mastered the point guard position. Like if something would happen, that shooting guard could step in. I think it was last year, I played with Lock Shark on the twos. He's a lock, and we were running twos, and he was a way better point guard than the majority of the people that you would see. So like even like I know just with playing with Wolf or whatever, like he understands the point guard position, how to play point guard. He understands the center position, how to play center, lock, and a lot of quote unquote casuals only play one position. Like you only play lock, or you only play hash, only play center. So it's like a lot of these pros, they have an understanding and a knowledge from all the reps from like every position. So like I said, it's levels. Like it really is levels.
Look at Dimes. Dimes become point guard and start
Yes,
dominating as a
one of
center.
the best centers. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So that's just one example. But yeah, a lot of people. I mean, I don't think people. I think people naturally disrespect pro players because of how they react to stuff.
Right.
Gotta be honest with you.
So it's the
before we
pros
head
that are
out, man,
antagonizing. You're saying it's the pros that are antagonizing?
I think they just need to understand how to deal with people a little bit better.
They aren't acting professional. The pros aren't professional.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying, bro?
like their response to someone saying something is to come at them. Oh, what, man? Bring your five. No, you're a pro, bro. Like, if I
Hey,
bring a
all I
five,
would-
Let me live. I
Hey,
be the
like
pro.
this, hey, if something like that happened and I'm a
let
pro,
me
I'm
enjoy
just
this
gonna be
win.
like,
Can I enjoy this win over you, man? Like,
Yeah, I know I would
I'm
say
gonna do a whole
GG's.
series
That's
or
it.
a wager. That's the next thing. Oh, I'm putting up money, bro.
But yeah, and like I said, I see it, but like where I am now, they would definitely just get if they get a response, a GG.
GG.
But if you would have called me 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would have run me my wager. Or, you know.
I just tell them like, somebody beat me like that, I'm just gonna whatever position you play. Well, come play center for us then. How about that? Just
Yeah,
come over here and
facts.
play it for us, and then when
Recruit,
you get, and then when you get dropped off because you see how hard people are gonna go at you, then they
And a lot of times that's why they be wanting anyway. Just a response, a GG. You know, you had a good game, a ad on the friends list, and you know that's all it be.
Bro, someone's I'm like, yo, great game, my G. Good, like, bro.
Hey, it's some people beat us straight up. I just added them. They beat us straight up. I added them.
How far that goes instead of, man, bring your five. I'm like, damn. All right, man. So before we head out, man, where can they meet you, man? What platforms you on? Yeah.
I mean, I'm on everything. Jared's Twin on everything. YouTube. I stream on YouTube, Twitch. My TikTok is Jared's Twin. My Twitter is Jared's Twin. So Jared's Twin everywhere, man. I keep it simple for y'all, man.
Very dead.
Then they got copyright on that name, ain't it?
Right.
Y'all got any final words, Cindy and Jay?
I'm good, man. I think it was a good debate that's been going. At least it brought some new life to the 2K community because it's been dry as hell out there. So salute to Joe Knowles for maintaining relevancy in a dry season for 2K and giving us something to talk about. It's pretty dope. I want to give these casual players their flowers. If you beat a pro player, feel good about it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And on top of that, you shouldn't be ashamed to be a casual. Your time is limited. When I was playing ball growing up, I wasn't ashamed. You know, I had aspirations, but I wasn't ashamed to just be in a tournament and not be in this particular league. I just played ball. I had fun. And I think that's what we need to do as well. We get out there. We only got an hour. Whether you was playing IRL, you only had an hour to play IRL. You're not going to be a pro in an hour. Same goes for 2K. You're not going to be a pro in an hour. Just accept it. Enjoy 2K and keep it pushing. Same for the pros, man.
But there's nothing wrong with being a casual. The game is definitely more fun on the casual side.
There you go.
And you catch them slipping, man. Y'all better get that sweat on and get that win and talk y'all trash.
Yeah.
And if you're casual and you think you're good enough to be pro, man, play these dudes, man. Show him.
Mhm.
Hey, just get
Shut
in a
up,
small
shut 'em up.
tournament, dude.
Right.
Like, hey, Flashy put out there. He put out the blueprint first. He prefaced it with, "You shouldn't even want to go this hard at this game," because he right there he's telling you the time commitment that it's gonna take. But if you do, this is how you would do it. You know, regular pro-am, get into some leagues, some tournaments, get into some leagues. Then just build your way up, and then see how you fare, and if you even want to do it. But like I said, most of us, let's just be honest, most of us just don't have the even want to put that much time into it, and it ain't nothing wrong with it.
Back.
Can I touch on one thing before we go? Because a big reason why I say I don't want to is because of the inconsistencies I see on 2K when I play. So that's some of the things that kind of make me feel like my time invested into practicing is wasted, because when I get on the game, it's not exactly, how when you're pro or IRL, you do things to a T, just repetitive, so you get it perfect. I feel on 2K, you can't get to that perfect because of the limitations with development in the game, is what I feel, or inconsistencies with development. In other words, 2K is not as stable as I would like for me to even consider the idea of investing all my time into it.
That's why you're a casual. Because if you're a comp player, you gotta look past all of that. And
Facts,
play.
bro. Facts, bro. And I can't see it, bro. Facts, bro.
We got next one in the books, man. I'm Jared Twin. I want to thank you, man, for taking some time.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you guys for having
me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, no doubt, my G. I appreciate y'all for coming through again. And make sure follow everybody. Y'all see the tag. Jairus got everything. Jairus, he done copyright. He done seal that off everything. So y'all can't have that name. So make sure follow everybody. Y'all know what it is. Have a blessed one. Be safe out there, y'all. Peace.
If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join our Discord. We'd love to have you. The link for Discord will be in the description below. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV, because we got a bunch more NBA 2K24 news, information, and updates coming your way. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.